Books Unplugged.
Are we ready? Are we ready?
Yep. Right.
Hi, my name's Ed.
I'm Dan.
Welcome to Books Unplugged. This is a show where we talk about movies that have been made from books, and we discuss what happens and what the differences are, what we love about it, but that's not what we're doing today.
No, today we are talking about Die Hard, the board game. Because we've read the book and the movie, and now we're going to...
And we've played the board game. So we are die-hard Nakatomi experts.
Yes.
We are. I play a ton of board games. Dan,
I'm pretty new to it.
So we just want to tell you what kind of review this is. This is more of a review of the theme, how it works with the book and how it works with the movie. If you want to learn how to play this game or get your standard kind of review, there's a ton of channels. We watched a bunch of videos. We can link to some of the videos on how to play it. We can link to some of the other reviews. By all means. If
Again,
you want
just focusing on the thematics, how it relates to the book or movie, and then the gameplay, and then at the end we rate it on the pip scale.
Out of 6 pips.
Out of
1 to
6
6
pips.
pips. Isn't that clever?
Books Unplugged. Adaptation for your delectation now.
Dan,
Yeah.
you're an expert on Die Hard, and it's one of your favorite movies.
Yes, it is.
Of all time. So what did you think about how the theme of this board game worked with one of your favorite movies and books? It's a good book too.
I think it worked kind of well. I think there could have been parts thematically that it could have matched up better. I mean, yes, you have John McClane, and you've got your goons. I think that's what they call them, goons or whatever. Thieves. Yeah. And such. And you have to go through. If you're John McClane, you do have to try to rescue the people who were captured and get them off of the top of the building before the thieves could break into the safe, and blow the roof. So it kind of follows that, but there's some other major thematic moments that I think it misses, especially from the movie, which is Hans Gruber.
Yeah, you don't play Hans Gruber until the third act.
He just sits there and
he's not in the first or the second act. You put him on the board in the third act, and he's not.
He really can't even do anything.
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just there for John McClane to beat.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, there's no Holly McClane. There's no Al Paul.
Yeah, there's no Powell. There's no Argyle.
Yeah. I mean, you do have to go through broken glass. You've got to swing from one part of the building to the second part, which takes you to the second act.
So they're making you hit the major points, which actually kind of, and I agree with you. I think the components are great. I think the board game is the thematically. I mean, there's a lot of points in the movie.
But being a board game player,
that's where I'm going.
Okay.
When it comes to gameplay, I think that it's hard to say. So you're just rolling and moving your guy. You're rolling, and that's how you're rolling and you're moving, which is kind of boring. And then you have decisions. You have choices, but all the choices are. I have to go through the glass, and I have to make sure that your basic goals are to go through the plot points of the film, which is kind of like it's kind of like you have. Okay, you remember the book Island by Aldous Huxley? You know how at one point they talk about freedom, and they say, well, the United States has freedom, but it's freedom in a phone booth.
Yeah,
that's how this is. Like you're making choices, but your choices are basically just to walk in a straight line. There's nothing. You're not.
If you're playing as the thieves, because that's all you could do, you can't really just try and go and attack McClane and shoot him to win the game. You can't just do that.
You have to. The only way to win the game is to get through the safe.
Yeah, and if you don't play the lock numbers correctly, it really kind of just screws you as the thieves.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get through the lock, you can't blow the roof.
Yeah, which really doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, the lock has nothing to do with the dynamite.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's fine. Like, the components are good. The game's okay. I can't see. We played this twice. Yeah. 3 times maybe.
And then if you punch the bad guys, they just automatically die. It's like
that's pretty
even
stupid.
with the there are certain things that just didn't really. I mean, I was a little disappointed. My main thing is Gruber. you don't get to play Gruber, and the game could be over before you even get to Gruber.
Yeah, it can be, because you can win. The thieves can win before you see Gruber.
Yeah.
And McLean can win before you
You
see
see Gruber, yeah. Which I think happened, that happened on one of our gameplays.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe it was one that you played with
You know,
Diane.
I really like the way they use the board.
And
like
the three acts and the several floors. There's a
You
lot of
know,
cool things about this game.
But
I mean,
they could have put in a moment where Gruber and McLean meet, or something like that, or whatever. I
don't know what they could have done to make this cooler. But
even not say thieves. Call it Hans and Hans's brother.
Yeah,
Carl's
brother.
Carl's brother.
So I as far as like the theme and the ties and the gameplay and how all that works and how much it makes you feel like you're in the movie and all that, I'm giving this guy 3. I'm giving it a 3 out of 6.
That's interesting. That's exactly what popped in my head.
Was a 3.
It was a 3.
It's okay. If you're a huge Die Hard fan, you're gonna like the game.
Maybe like a little a night of drinking some beers and playing the board game with people who really like Die Hard. Then they'll like it.
And you can enjoy these little quotes, just warming up. Come out to the coast.
So we're saying that the game is for Die Hard fans.
And almost no one else. Or people that have too much money and don't know what to do with it. But
if you like to have board games.
I could recommend hundreds of board games above this one. They don't give you the Die Hard feel. They're not in buildings. Maybe if the board game was actually a building and there was helicopters and FBI guys and explosions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if Bruce Willis came to your house to play it with you, that would be cool.
Ed and Dan would like to thank you for joining them on Books Unplugged, page to screen and all that's in between. If you like the vibe, please like and subscribe.
Like lazy and letting the boss walk over and stuff. He's like, come on.
Dabba-doo-babba-doo-ba.